You're driving down a deserted road, the only sound being the creaking of trees and the faint hum of a distant engine. Suddenly, your car sputters and dies, plunging you into darkness. As you step out into the chill of the night, you notice a figure watching you from the shadows. Your heart racing, you try to flee, but it's too late. The figure vanishes, leaving behind only a whisper, "You're next." This is the terrifying reality that the people of Lake County have been living with for years, as a suspected serial killer has been terrorizing their community, leaving a trail of death and destruction in its wake. You find yourself standing at the edge of a dense forest, the trees towering above you like sentinels. The air is heavy with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. As you breathe in, you can't shake the feeling that you're being watched. It's a sense of unease that has become all too familiar for the residents of Lake County, where a series of gruesome homicides has left the community on edge. The first victim was found in 2010, a young woman named Sarah, whose body was discovered in a shallow grave near the forest. The investigation that followed was meticulous, but every lead seemed to end in a dead end. The case went cold, and the killer remained at large, waiting for their next victim. As you walk through the forest, the rustling of leaves beneath your feet is the only sound that breaks the silence. You can't help but wonder, what secrets are hidden beneath the surface of this seemingly idyllic town? As you continue through the forest, you stumble upon a clearing, and in the center, you see a makeshift memorial, with flowers and candles surrounding a photograph of the latest victim. The image is haunting, a reminder that the killer is still out there, waiting for their next opportunity to strike. The police have been working tirelessly to gather evidence, but every new discovery seems to raise more questions than answers. You notice a piece of paper on the ground, with a cryptic message scrawled on it, "The truth is hidden in plain sight." As you pick it up, you realize that this could be the break in the case that the investigators have been waiting for. But what does it mean, and where will it lead? You feel a chill run down your spine as you realize that you're not alone in the clearing, and that the killer may be watching you from the shadows, waiting for you to make your next move. You're now standing in the midst of a bustling police station, the sound of phones ringing and officers typing away on their computers filling the air. The detectives are working around the clock to follow up on every lead, every tip, and every shred of evidence. They're racing against time to catch the killer before they strike again. As you watch, a detective pores over a stack of files, looking for any connection between the victims. The air is thick with tension, and the sense of urgency is palpable. Suddenly, a phone rings, and a detective answers, their expression changing from determination to shock. "We've got a match," they say. "The DNA evidence we've been waiting for has finally come back." The room falls silent, as everyone waits with bated breath for the news. Will this be the break in the case that they've been waiting for, or will it lead to another dead end? You feel a sense of anticipation building, as the investigation reaches a critical juncture. As the investigation continues, a surprising twist emerges. The DNA evidence points to a suspect that no one expected, a respected member of the community, with a reputation for kindness and generosity. The news sends shockwaves through the town, as people struggle to reconcile the image of the suspect with the heinous crimes they're accused of. You're standing in the suspect's neighborhood, surrounded by neatly manicured lawns and friendly faces. But as you look closer, you notice something odd, a faint smell of bleach wafting from the suspect's house, and a neighbor who seems reluctant to talk. The suspect's alibi for the time of the murders is shaky at best, and the police are starting to close in. But just as it seems like the case is solved, a new piece of evidence emerges, casting doubt on the suspect's guilt. The investigation has just taken a dramatic turn, and you're left wondering, what's real, and what's just a clever ruse? The suspect is now in custody, and the town is left to pick up the pieces. The community is in shock, struggling to come to terms with the fact that one of their own was capable of such evil. You're standing in the town square, surrounded by people who are trying to make sense of it all. The atmosphere is somber, with a sense of sadness and loss hanging in the air. As you listen to the conversations around you, you start to realize that the impact of the crimes goes far beyond the victims and their families. The entire town has been affected, and the healing process will be long and difficult. But as you look around, you notice something that gives you hope, a sense of resilience, a determination to rebuild and move forward. The town will never be the same, but it will survive, and it will emerge stronger than ever. You feel a sense of admiration for the people of Lake County, who have faced their darkest fears and are now working to rebuild their community. As you reflect on the case, you realize that the truth is still shrouded in mystery. The suspects' motives, the extent of their crimes, and the impact on the community are all still being unraveled. But one thing is certain, justice will be served, and the people of Lake County will finally be able to find some measure of peace. You're standing in the forest, looking out at the trees, and you feel a sense of closure, a sense that the story is finally coming to an end. But as you turn to leave, you notice something that makes you pause, a small, unmarked grave, hidden behind a tree. The inscription reads, "The truth is hidden in plain sight." You feel a chill run down your spine, as you realize that there may be more to the story than you initially thought. The case may be closed, but the mystery will live on, haunting the town of Lake County for years to come. And you can't help but wonder, what secrets are still hidden, waiting to be uncovered? As you finish this story, you're left with a haunting question: what drives someone to commit such heinous crimes? The answer may never be fully known, but one thing is certain: the impact of their actions will be felt for years to come. If you've been affected by this story, or if you have a theory about the case, please share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more true crime stories, and join us next time as we delve into the darker side of human nature. But be warned, the truth is often more terrifying than fiction, and once you know, you can't unknow. So, proceed with caution and ask yourself, are you prepared to face the darkness that lurks within?